Hello everybody, my name is Sam and I'm excited to demonstrate our group project, Zone Getaway. So without further ado, let's dive right in. So Redzone Getaway serves as the ultimate platform for NFL enthusiasts, offering a seamless blend of real-time stats, travel planning, and fan engagement. By integrating sports and travel, Redzone Getaway delivers an unmatched experience for football fans. So our team consists of myself, who was the team lead and also the front-end lead, Juan, who was the back-end lead, Ryan, who worked on back-end, most specifically with the APIs, Gary, who worked on the back-end, also with the APIs, and Tristan, who worked with the APIs and making sure that they were displayed on the front end. So the tech stacks that we use were, for the front end, we used JavaScript, React, Tailwind, and Daisy UI. The back end, we used Python, Django REST framework, and PostgreSQL. For the third-party APIs, we used the Ball Don't Lie API, which captures the NFL player statistics, the Sports Data API, which captures NFL game scores, and the Flight Data API, which has real-time flight data, and Amadeus, which has the hotels data. Some tools that we used for collaboration were GitHub, TLDraw, Slack, and for website design, we used Figma. Welcome to the Redzone Getaway webpage. From here, I'm going to show a quick feature that we added. It's the light and dark mode. Once you click the icons, depending on the user preference, it will switch the website to light or dark mode. Now we're going to go register a user. So I'm going to quickly register a user. Put the email in. Put the username in. And put the password in. Once it registers, it'll go to the home page. As you can see, there's upcoming trips, my upcoming events. And from here, I'm gonna have Ryan explain the flight data and hotel data that we use for the APIs.
Thanks, Sam. I'm gonna start off by going over the flights portion of our application. So this will allow you, once you've selected an event or area you want to go to search for a flight and give you the best options. So we'll start by putting in our origin code. We'll go with New York, so NYC. We're going to try to get to Los Angeles, so we'll go ahead and put LAX. Next, we'll put the departure date. So let's just put a date over the weekend, so 2025-01-18. And finally, we'll say we're traveling with 2 adults. So now when we click submit, we will pull from the Amadeus API, which gives information on flights and hotels, which we'll see later. And so these flights will go ahead and load for us, and then we'll get to see the best options. So as we can see here, the flight gives us JFK to LAS, and then with connections detailed here, and it gives us multiple options that we can then add to our cart. So we can go ahead and click that, and we can add that flight. Next, we'll go over to hotels, since we'll want to stay in a hotel in this area. So by the city code, LAX, we'll enter that. And then we'll get a list of hotels within that city's area code, also pulled from the Amadeus API. And same feature, we can go ahead and add a hotel to our cart. So now I'll pass it off to Juan to go over the add to cart function and everything that a user can do with their added items. Thanks.
Alright folks, my name is Juan. I'm going to be taking over now for the flights and hotels portion. In this case, it's going to be specifically on the checkout process. So I went ahead and pulled it up here for a hotel. I already added a flight to the cart, so you'll see right here this modal pops up with the checkout button at the bottom, and it automatically will be calculating the subtotal, and it'll show you the unit pricing here at the top left. So if I go ahead and add this hotel, for example, it's going to update the modal. And you'll see that the shopping cart is now up to date with the latest subtotal. So this will be tracked in the user. So if I go back to the home page, you're going to see the user has no upcoming trips. So if we go ahead and just go to the cart, hit the checkout button, it's going to bring us here to the checkout page. Due to obvious issues, we're not going to be using real data for the cards, but we did some mock data. So in this case, we're going to do expiration date, CCV, and then we're going to go ahead and book the trip. After authentication, it's going to bring you here to this portion of the page, and it's going to basically have this little green banner that says your order has been successfully placed. And you're going to see, going to the home page, that your trips have been updated. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and now pass it off to Gary for events.
Thanks, Juan. And here I will be talking about the events as well as its functionality, which will allow users to manage their game day plans. I used a CRUD system that enables users to create new events by specifying details like event name, the date, location, game of the day, and description. And here we'll just say, I don't know, event, and we can throw it back to the 8th, and we call it ABC, game of the day, and description. Alright. And these events can be anything from, watch parties to stadium visits. But when you visit the My Events page, you'll see that all your saved events displayed in collapsible cards. That each card will show the event name as well as reveal more details. This makes it easy to browse through multiple events while keeping the interface clean. Your events will also be displayed under the My Upcoming Events over at the home page. Users can also edit their events or delete them in case they are no longer needed. And so here we can go ahead and just say event, and you don't have to say edit it, but this is just for visual purposes. We can say that it was updated to the 9th, location like that, game of the day, description, and update the event. And then you'll see that everything was updated, and that we can also delete it. And back at the home page, you'll see that the event was deleted. The interface is intuitive, with a lot of clear buttons for each action, as well as maintains a consistent design with the rest of the application using the Daisy UI components. In terms of technical implementation, I built this using React for the front end with Django, handling the back-end API calls. Each event is securely associated with the logged in user, ensuring privacy and data integrity. Next, we're on to the NFL Statistics tab with Tristan.
Thank you, Gary. I will be going over the statistics portion of our web app, and what we have chosen for this statistics page is, as you can see, we have chosen offense and defense, having them both on two different sides of the page for if you're looking for a specific side. We have, for offense, we pick top passing yards, top rushing yards, top receiving yards, and top field goal percentages. For defense, we have chosen top interceptions, top sacks, and top tackles. We believe that this covers most of the players that you're going to be wanting to look for. For example, if we're going to look at someone like Baker Mayfield, who has 4,500 yards passed, as you can see, it gives the description of this player. For example, he is a quarterback, 6'1", 215 pounds. This is his 7th season at Oklahoma at age 29. We have his games played, completions, attempts, completion percentage, yards attempt, passing touchdown, interception, quarterback, QBR, which is their overall percentage rate as a quarterback, and yards/games. All this information is being pulled from the Billionaire API, and we have chosen different fields and parameters in order to fill in what information is given for each player. As you can see, if we look at Joe Burrow and Kirby Joseph, they have different stats for their seasons that they played. And we have done this throughout the whole page of NFL statistics, and if you want to, you can open up several of these so that if you want to scroll through maybe some players that you are interested in, you can look at the top sacks of Trey Hendrickson, 17.5 sacks, with all the games he's played, sacks, total tackles, solo tackles, and so forth. We have chosen the same card format, and the only thing that we have changed with the cards is what is being passed through to the Billionaire API so that it can pick out the correct players and display the proper stats. With that, I will now be handing this off to Sam, who will be going over the logout and the conclusion of this app. Thank you.
Our group did have some challenges along the way. We had API implementation challenges, some GitHub version control challenges, work time conflicts, and also new technology implementation challenges. So some future features that we would like to implement for later use would be linking maps specifically to hotels, restaurants, and events, make a robust shopping cart with real-time hotel and flight prices, have a sports stats search and also sports betting feature, and we like to have users add their favorite team and view all stats and games of their favorite team. We want to give a special thanks to Roger, Francisco, and Adam for being great teachers and teaching us everything that we know about coding. Special shout out to Len, Brandon, Cedric for being attentive teachers, assistants, and for all their support. And thank you for Platoon and their staff for allowing us to take our first steps to becoming software engineers. So that was it from our group, and we will be taking any questions. Thank you.